All right.
Oh my god, I used to do this.
Yeah, and when are we gonna play chess so you can get wrecked? Oh,
Oh my
wrecked.
god, I haven't heard that in a while.
It's probably like my favorite videos that you've ever posted.
uh,
Take the hate in me. Fuck brother from my way. Almost gone.
Alright, we're about to go live real soon.
Alright.
Thanks for being patient with me, guys.
It's all good.
Okay, I think we should be live.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, is macaroni and cheese mac because it's short for macaroni, or is it because mac is an acronym for macaroni and cheese?
Oh man, those are the questions that you ask in the middle of the podcast.
You should
This is
ask that today.
That was a really big icebreaker for me, man.
I just found it too on Twitter.
Wait, but don't you call it mac and cheese anyway?
Yeah.
So it's just a short for macaroni.
Mac, like,
Or,
yeah.
I mean, some people just are
You don't
like,
just
you
say
want some
Mac.
mac? No, I do. Yeah, I do.
I've
Well,
never
then you're
heard anyone
fucking
say
weird.
Hella judgmental real quick.
I'm sorry that my roommates know what I'm talking about when I say, "Do you want some mac?"
Well, I don't know about you, but you and your roommates are fucking weird.
Okay.
Alright.
It's like you've never had macaroni with like anything else except cheese.
No,
I like legit remember back in like preschool they had like macaroni and like meat sauce. I didn't call it macaroni and cheese, it was macaroni and fucking meat sauce.
No, my mom used to make that. She just called it spaghetti.
Well, then your mom's a liar.
Yeah, but you know what? It tasted good, so I didn't care if she lied.
Alright, so...
But like, it's called spaghetti because of the type of noodle.
Yeah, no, it's spaghetti because she called it spaghetti. So.
Oh my god.
Alright, so I think we're live now. I think. Fucking finally.
I can go check.
Oh my god.
It's alright, Naron. Shit happens.
It's already 9:08. Goddamn.
It's okay. We didn't need the extra topics anyway.
You're right. Just kidding. Those topics were actually good. I'm probably gonna cut my own topics. Oh my god. Hold on, let me just tell Kat that we're live.
If anything, you could still extend it.
We live. Alright. Cool. So, dear goodness. Alright. So now that we're actually live. Like we live, we live. Alright. Whew!
Let's try this again.
Let's try this one more time. Let's run this back. Oh my god, I lost like viewers because of that shit. All right, so what is up, everybody? My
Hi.
like, I can't do this like 3 times in a row, dude. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Neon Podcast. We're starting really late today due to technical difficulties. I'm your host, Neon. I am Neon Penalva. What is up? If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching on YouTube. Not that many people watch on YouTube. So I'm joined here by 3 lovely guests today. One of them being Kemp,
My
as
door.
you already know. And joined by his door. Um,
Oh
so
no, my mom came in. She didn't shut my door. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
come
no
on.
worries. So we're gonna have these 2 new guests introduce themselves first. It's gonna be, what's your name? How is What was it? One fun fact about yourself, and how was your Valentine's Day today? So yeah, I think Amanda was volunteered earlier, so go ahead, you first.
All right, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Amanda. A fun fact about myself is, um, I play video games, but I don't have the proper equipment for it, so I'm building my own PC slowly.
Hey.
Yeah. And let's see, how was my Valentine's Day? It was really busy, but it was not with my significant other. I was actually doing Club Rush today at my campus because I also had class. So, yeah, life of a rechartering club president.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, Josh Manio, go ahead, buddy.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm Josh. Fun fact about myself, you can already tell.
He works at a rice patties.
Yes, thank you, Kemp. So all of you eating rice right now, you better thank me because it came from my very, very tired hands. And my Valentine's Day, pretty good. Just the normal thing. Just went to school, hung out with a couple friends, and looked at everyone who got Valentine's gifts and remembered my own solitary confinement to my life.
All right.
But it's all good. Single forever.
Sorry, you got your rice
Baby.
patty, dog.
Better way to start this. Hi, I'm Josh. I'm single. I'm from Carson, 21.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move along to Kemp. Kemp, introduce yourself for like the 13th time.
Does he even need introducing?
Yeah, because he needs he needs the icebreaker.
But shout out to Josh and his Tinder introduction.
Hey, but I'm legit on Tinder. So, girls, if you're sitting on Tinder, swipe right
Oh
for
my
me.
gosh.
You feel me?
All right, man.
I'm also on OkCupid and Christian Mingle and Black People Meet.
Are you on
All
Grindr
right, all right. I'm not here for this kind of promo right now, bro.
too?
Kemp, go ahead, bro. Answer the fucking question.
I'm not that desperate for Grinder yet.
Alright, hey guys, I'm Kemp. Y'all should remember me if you watch the past podcasts. One fun fact, until I was 7, I did not sleep with a pillow.
What?
Yeah, like a pillow on my head.
That's actually
No
impressive.
way.
Yeah, it wasn't until
Is
I
that
moved
really
to
a fun
America.
fact?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really tell
Until I
people.
was 7, I could not afford a pillow.
Oh, come on! I could afford a pillow. I just didn't use it.
All right. And how's your Valentine's Day, Kemp?
I didn't really do much. I bought flowers for my mom.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's cute.
Wait,
That's cute.
jinx.
All right.
Yeah.
So now that we have our guests introduced,
Wait! I want to know what Neron did for Valentine's Day.
honestly, it wasn't any different from any other day.
Well,
Hi,
you
I'm
tell us
Near.
what it
Hi,
is.
I'm Neron. All right. Hi, I'm Neron. Fun fact about me: I do podcasts.
Is I download a
That's
lot
not
of porn.
fun. Fun fact about me. Oh, I got it. God damn, I hate my internet, and when something's just downloading on the side that I don't even know is downloading, and it wrecks my entire podcast.
So you do admit you
Woo!
were downloading something?
All right, no, it was my laptop, and it was updating Windows 10. I'm like, I don't know how to cancel this,
Oh dang.
so
By the
I'm
way,
just like,
Pornhub has
I'm over
free
here
premium
like
videos today.
I'm trying to
Shameless
stop the
plug.
download. So the only way I stop the download is restarting my entire router. So I turn off the Wi-Fi entirely, and then it's wrecked the entire podcast. Or whatever. I'm not gonna get into it anymore. And as for my Valentine's Day, nothing too ordinary, out of the ordinary, other than I went to church this morning because if you're Catholic or
Oh
Christian
yeah.
or whatever, it's Ash Wednesday, so the start of
Yep.
Lent. Yeah. So and then I just babysat per usual my baby niece. If you have me on Snapchat, some cute ass pictures on Snapchat of my niece. There you go. All right, so now we're gonna get into our topics. We have already wasted a lot of time, and by we I mean myself. All right, so we're just gonna get straight into the topics. You guys know what it is. It's a podcast. You guys talk about your own topics, ask questions about each other and the topics and whatnot. And people in the chat, you too, join in the conversation. I feel like Kat is gonna go ahead and be a part of this pretty actively today. So, as a question for you guys,
Discussion.
what do you consider a long-term relationship? Whether it's the time,
Oh
the
no, not
significant
again.
or the significance, or
Jeez.
what determines a long-term slash serious relationship for you? If you need time to think about it, go ahead. I'm gonna answer Kat's question in the chat. What am I giving up for Lent this season or this year? I'm probably gonna give up sweets again, sweets, desserts. So Kemp, sorry, no boba. Trips for you, dog. I'm sorry. And what up, Dom? Thanks for all the support, all the
I'm
likes
still
on the
gonna drag
stream.
you out for sweets anyway.
Yep, you know it. What up, Dom? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So who wants to answer the question first?
For a long-term relationship, it's mostly distance. I think. I mean that's off the top of my head.
No, long term, like time wise, not distance wise, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Like, what do you consider a
Long-term like
long-term or like a serious relationship? Like, you want to be committed to this person for you.
oh, I
People
think it.
hypothetically think for the rest of your life,
Oh,
theoretically.
oh, my bad. Okay. I totally misread this question.
What the fuck just happened? Did this just crash again? I swear to God.
No, I think you're fine. Oh, are you talking about the live?
Yeah. God damn it! What the hell?
Is it still downloading your Windows 10?
I don't know. I don't. It shouldn't be. I don't know why this one crashed.
Yeah.
OBS, OBS, OBS.
No, it's not OBS. OBS is recording just fine. This is GeForce Experience for Facebook.
Yikes.
I honestly don't know what's happening. So if it keeps cutting out, I'll just say we're not gonna do the live comment section.
I think
And we'll just do the
Josh.
podcast. So
We thought
getting
I think
DDoS
Josh
right
has
now.
a good answer to your question though.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So if you have it, go ahead. Go ahead and answer the question. I'm listening. Anybody, just answer the question. Josh, do you have an answer, bro?
Are we still live?
Yeah, I think we're live again. Go ahead.
Well, long term. I
I can go
mean,
first
for me,
if
for
okay.
me, like I think long term would like best be described as like something that has like gone well over a year. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
anything like that's like ended like before that can just be described as just like kind of just like a regular relationship. I mean, like my last relationship was only about 5 6 months,
Uh-huh.
and I don't describe it as long term. I think it was just like a seasonal thing for me. But like long term, I think it's just something that goes like well beyond a year. You know.
Got you, got you. Amanda, what about you? I feel like you had something.
I feel like it varies for certain people because like for me, I've had like various relationships,
Mhm.
but none of them were like longer than a year. So like I feel like those are also considered well like it's not really long term, but like they're serious. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah, of
Man, but
course, of
like
course.
okay, so in my current relationship, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in it. Um, I've been with him for it's
What do you
going.
have to say? What are you saying
Hold
about
on,
us?
hold on.
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going, keep going.
Okay, so I've been with my boyfriend now for almost 2.5 years. Like we're about to hit our 2.5 this week.
Oh,
I feel
congrats.
like to me that is long term. I mean, we're serious in the relationship in terms of like time wise, that is long term.
Mhm.
But some relationships, some people get serious from the very beginning. So it can like vary each relationship.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the main question is like time wise though, like
I mean, it can
like
be.
not in about like how serious you are. Because I mean, I felt serious about it, but like since it didn't last like all that long, I don't consider it as a long term. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, like in the long run, you think about this when you're in high school, like you have such like you have all these different experiences. So you may consider like I don't know 5 months as long term because you're young, you're trying to experience these kind of things. So that could have been long term during that time.
True, true. I think that's totally fair to say. I think
Like in
it
comparison to like other relationships,
yeah,
is what I'm saying. Is like
definitely, definitely. I mean, just to put like a spin on it, like the way you said it in high school. Also, what's up, Vincent, in the chat? What's up? He says hi to you guys as well. Um, in terms of that, I think not only is it just a time sense, is but also the fact that I think it's in comparison to how long you've been living life or been alive. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you're in high school, right? Three, three, like even 1 year of your life, you're not even like 18 yet, right? Like that's a long, like that's a big chunk of your life already. But let's say post college, a year isn't as much. And like let's say you're like in your mid 20s, right? It's not as long as it may have seemed back when you were younger. So I think that is another um, part of it. You know what I mean? It's the
like the fact.
relativity to how long you've been available, quote unquote. Um, so long term relative to yourself. Yeah.
I'm in a long term relationship with being single.
Yes, I applaud you to that.
Thing. I hoped you were gonna say you're in a long-term relationship with your rice paddy.
Damn. Damn.
Okay, but um, yeah, I don't think the long-term relationship should be determined by how long it is. But I think anything well past like the honeymoon phase can be considered long-term relationship. I think how comfortable the
The
two
honeymoon
people are
phase,
between.
where the Wong food.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
something like
that's totally fair to say. I mean, I think because all right, so I'm gonna reference Wong Fu video because there's like five main stages or whatever, and like honeymoon and getting slightly comfortable is like stage twos and three, and then stage four is being like really comfortable. And I think in terms of long term, that's where it really begins, like what Kemp said. So
Yeah.
yeah, what do you guys think about that?
thing. I haven't watched that video.
Yeah, Wong Fu for life.
Yeah, that was released
Wong Fu for
like
life.
that's released like how many years? 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty old.
I'm not in the
Yeah, don't worry about it.
the
Don't worry
whole.
about it. But I think Amanda knows what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, well, okay. My question to you guys is, what? When do you think the honeymoon phase is over?
um
When you stop getting all those like Snapchats and all those late night phone calls.
I'll
But I
see that.
mean, like,
Well, no, I think that's one way to gauge it. Definitely, it's like things start slowing down, right? That's one
It
way to
just
gauge it.
starts slowing down. Like you just feel you don't like feel like all the butterflies like per se. Like when you're in that relationship, and also it's like I don't know, you don't like I don't know how to say it without like sounding like a total asshole, to be
just,
honest.
Go
just
ahead,
say it.
just say
Like,
it.
just say it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like when you feel when you like stop feeling that like very intense like love for them, you know what I mean? Like that, like basically that giddy type of love, you know, like I don't know how to describe it, but like
I think you're on the right track.
Okay, yeah, I think I get an idea of what you're saying, so I'll
it,
expand it. I'll expand upon
it
it in my own way, if that's
it'll
okay.
start like when you start seeing them more as like just like a regular companion instead of like oh like I like this is the person that I'm like loving right now, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Well, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, so let me expand upon what he said in my own point of view. So what you said was like, feeling the butterflies, right? I think
Yeah.
when things start becoming long term and like what he said about the comfortable stage and when does you ask when the honeymoon stage ends, right? The honeymoon feeling.
Hmm.
I want to say that is when you stop doing new things, new experiences cuz for some people it's like when you start a new relationship, right? It's obviously with a new
Mm-hmm.
person. You're doing new things to in your lifestyle that you may or may not have done before or previously,
Before.
recently, right? And I think, the reason why honeymoon phase ends is sometimes you're not um, getting, well, as Josh said, you're not getting as excited. The communication sometimes isn't as, for lack of better terms, hype um, about it, and um, there's different stages in like the honeymoon phase. It's like, oh my god, I'm just gonna text you, or I'm gonna call you every night. Let's webcam, and then it's like, oh, let's go on a date or something, or eventually it'll just like there'll be stages, right? And be like, oh, I want you to meet my
Mm-hmm.
family or something, right? Or like I
Yeah.
want you to come over to my house, my apartment, or whatever for the first time. But once things start being repetitive enough that it isn't as exciting, I think that's when the honeymoon phase ends. When things aren't exciting with that person, and as exciting with that person as it used to be. So I think the repetitiveness is
Okay.
a certain aspect of it.
Okay. Okay. Do you think the honeymoon phase would ever come back in that term of relationship, though?
I think it
'Cause-
all just depends on the person, cause
yeah, yeah,
like it,
definitely.
cause I
Um,
mean like if you just like want to like spark that love, I mean like with like marriages like like everyone's like looking for a way to spark it up, you know, like going on a vacation, trying new things together as like they pop up, trying new things, you know, bedroom wise, 50 Shades of Grey. But
Why?
like everyone looks for that like if everyone's like using that comfortable space to get to know each other a little bit more,
Mhm.
in a relationship, I think that's using like that comfortability in like a positive way to like get to know more about your partner, so you could continuously like have that spark for them like over the years. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Camp, you have anything? I feel like you've had something.
no, pretty much said it all.
Okay. Anyone else? If
Do you
not,
have anything to add, Ron?
I mean, I think I do. Going back to the first point, of time, what Josh said is a year. I think that's why I get the idea why he says a year. In my perspective, a year is you've gone through every technical holiday throughout the year, the different seasons, and you see how this person is, and then once you, I feel like a year has gone by, right? You've gone and done almost everything a new couple of can do in a year. There's Christmas, there's Thanksgiving, there's holiday
Birthdays,
shopping, there's birthdays,
Christmas,
family parties, exactly. There's like 4th of July, you want to go on vacation somewhere. You know what I mean? There's like say if you're a student, right? You have spring break, winter break, summer break, the different seasons and like stuff like that. And I think that's why in my opinion, I also agree that a year is a good term to judge a serious and long-term relationship because you've gone through these seasons throughout the year before, and I think that's a good way to gauge whether you're comfortable or you're still willing to try new things with new
with your partner.
experiences. Exactly, exactly. So that's how I see it. I don't know. Anyone else?
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah. Cool, 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 cool. So, all right. So, continuing on about like long-term slash serious relationships, and this goes back to last week and possibly the first podcast, first Valentine's Day podcast as well. Is are there conditions to be met before jumping into a serious relationship? Like this can be considered jumping into a serious relationship is can include the honeymoon phase, or if what we talked about, so serious relationship jumps can start after the honeymoon phase. So up to your own interpretation to answer that question. And if there are conditions, what are they?
I think it's really a condition, but it's mostly like both parties have to agree to it. I think that's the only thing.
That's fair. That's
Uh,
very
yeah, I
straightforward.
think
I think like there's like a lot more to it than that. Just like to be like super serious in a relationship, I think you gotta know each other's like strengths, weaknesses, flaws,
Mm.
like everything, like how they are like everywhere, like on like their social media in public, like how they are with their family, like I try to gauge all that before like jumping into like something serious with a person.
Nice.
I mean that's fair, but well, I'm trying to say just like you can't just have one person be like one person could do all everything you just said, but if the other person isn't serious and they don't care about the other person that way, it's not a serious relationship. It's just a one-sided thing.
I
That's
mean,
that's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
get at.
no, I see.
I see where Josh is coming from, kind of, because like I've kind of been through that too. But like, I feel like before you jump into a serious relationship, you need to get to know each other and where you to stand, like personally, before like getting other people involved. Like, yeah, it's great like to know like their family and whatnot. I feel like what Josh is saying is like if the the other person is like family oriented or like how they act with their friends, like if they're like flirtatious with their friends, if they're gonna change that way, that kind of stuff. I think that's what Josh is getting at. I'm not sure if that was exactly what he was saying, but in my opinion, like I feel like I just need to know the person, like just by their personality, like how they act towards me, and then like
Definitely,
how they act
definitely.
towards their friends, and then just like if they're family oriented or not. Because I know like I had an ex boyfriend that was very family oriented and had like a lot of friends too. But like when it came to me, he was very, very conservative of me, and he would only want to talk to me and
Mm-hmm.
never like anyone else. Like he wouldn't message his friends as much anymore because he'd want to talk to me. He would make me like
Oh.
not talk to my friends. Like I couldn't stay out past a certain time, even though like I had a curfew already with my family, because all Asian girls have curfews. I don't know if like all of them do, but like most of them do. And I
Uh-huh.
did, and he set his curfew for me an hour before that curfew, so I always had to be home before like 9.
Oh wow.
That was like in high school, but like like I thought it was a serious relationship. I was committed to him. I didn't see these signs. It's kind of like a life lesson in a way, but like
Mhm. Mhm.
there's like these different things that I didn't see before I committed that I
In
should
all
have saw.
Oh, I got you. I get you. It makes
in
sense.
all
Makes sense.
honesty, like controlling relationships are like super boo boo. Like like seriously, if anyone like tries to like set something for you in like a relationship, that's like a really like red flag to like get out of there quick, because like in a relationship it shouldn't be like it shouldn't it shouldn't be like one um how do I say this? It shouldn't be like you guys are dependent on each other for happiness. A relationship is there to like for people like say your life is already good. A relationship is just having another person in there to make it better,
Yeah, yeah,
not like
Yeah,
not to
definitely.
make it as a source for your happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got you.
yeah.
Got you.
That was like my younger days, so that's okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's like kind of something that I look back on and think like, I could have talked him through like different things and just he could have been happier with someone else and I could have been happier with someone else too.
Got you. Got you. I think I think both like all of you bring up very important points. It's like as for me to add on to that, it's like I agree with like all what all of you said pretty much. But in addition to that, like my what would be like my own condition would probably be like we talked about this like in the I think in like one of my first couple podcasts, and Kemp was there for that. It was the five love languages. I think that's one of the most like for me, especially if I want to commit to someone, is I want to see how they perceive love in a sense. Just because it's like will they be happy if I give them a gift, or would they prefer me to do a chore for them, even if they don't ask me? You know what I mean? So I think for that, I think communication is a key as well. Um, and for relationship wise, I think that's why I look at the five love languages for a serious relationship, especially because it's like I want to enhance their lifestyle, and I don't want to burden them by like doing the wrong love language per se. Because I don't know if Amanda and Josh, you guys know about this, but I know Kemp knows what I'm talking about. So that's just me.
Um, shout outs to Janice for the enhancing your lifeline.
Hell yeah, exactly.
Church of Peach.
The Church of Peach. I know Amanda was here last week, but I don't think Josh was. One of the statements that we talked about on a previous podcast was when you jump into a relationship, that a person should enhance your lifestyle, not be a hindrance. That's what
Yeah.
makes them. That's what would make them so great. That's the ideal. Obviously, some people can't have that ideal, but that's the that's one of the new mottos that I will follow in life. Have your significant other enhance your lifestyle. I'm like that's on my wall now. So I don't know. You
Oh
guys
my
have.
God, senior quote.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I mean, like,
But
I-
not like that's what I'm saying. Like like a relationship is there to enhance your life. It's not meant to be a burden. If like
exactly, exactly.
if at any time you feel like the relationship is being a burden to you, that's when that's when you either like should work on it, or if it can't be fixed, then drop it altogether. Because over time it's just gonna become like more and more toxic, and you're like, and basically like a poison Pokemon, you're just gonna like keep dropping health like the farther you go.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
I don't know. You guys have anything else to add to that one?
Go for it.
No, I mean I don't really have anything else to add.
Next
That's
topic.
why I'm asking.
Next topic.
Next topic. You guys want to move on to that one?
Yeah, we can go to the next topic.
All right,
Next
cool,
topic.
cool. So I'm pretty sure we're all pretty young, and I don't know how far uh each of us have gotten in a serious relationship, but I feel like this is a good way to gauge, how we view life now. Maybe we can look back at this kind of talk. But when is to committing to a larger lifestyle decision, whether it's moving in with your significant other, getting married, talking about kids. I don't even know, dude. Like, what else do you do? File for joint taxes, buying a house. This is because I have older sisters. I'm the youngest child in my family, so I hear them talk about it a lot. From time to time, I babysit. Makes me not want to have a kid for a while.
Oh, calm down, man. You're only like 23 or 22.
Exactly. But I gotta start thinking about these things, especially if my siblings are talking about it. They're like, "Hey, I'm older than you. I've been through this stuff. I wish I did this kind of stuff sooner." So that's why I want to talk about it, like possibly now. There was two potential guests that I could have had to talk about this stuff, but unfortunately they couldn't make it today due to time constraints. So if you guys have any your own opinions or your own experiences, perhaps Vape Nation, Josh, um, feel free to talk about it or your own opinions. So I'm pretty sure no one here is married or has a kid. So
that they know of.
that the exact
Yikes! Everyone looks at me. No one.
Well,
exact
1
I thought people would look at me, but I guess not.
yeah. So I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on like larger lifestyle decisions and stuff like that?
Do you guys want to go first, or would you
I
like
think
me to go
it's
first?
I think it's at a point where you guys are like what the previous topic, like you're in like that stage where you guys are comfortable with each other, but you're using that comfortable space to like know more about each other, and
Mhm.
you're like starting to continuously grow. And when you guys are at like a stage in a relationship where you're both like good, like you both are built up, like both in like mentally, physically, and like in a financial sense,
Mm.
like you have those opportunities to make that decision, like, oh, let's buy a house, we got enough money and we're still doing good. Oh, we're still doing good and we still have this house. Maybe it's time to start a family. All right, I'm not pulling out
Mm.
tonight. so
Wait.
so
Way to.
that's
Oh
basic.
my God, we're all face palming super hard. Way to phrase that one, bro. Way to phrase that one. But I think that's a
But
good
yeah,
point. I think that's a very, very good point.
it's
Honestly,
at that
I completely forgot about the financial part of it. Sorry, continue. Go
financial
ahead.
aid.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
don't get
Sorry.
that.
Oh
but
no.
yeah, it's at that point where you guys are both built up and you both are in a comfortable position, not only like financially, but comfortable in your relationship,
Mhm.
still growing, comfortable with comfortable like both like mentally, physically, like you guys like still love each other. You know that's gonna go on for like a way longer time than you think, and like you guys are gonna like live longer together. And yeah, like basically it's all about like how comfortable you are during the time. You got like those are the factors I think put into like making that decision. Or you guys could just be at Las Vegas and just go down the strip and get married. I don't know.
Oh my
Do you,
god.
boo boo?
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, people do things. Some
Yeah, this
people
head
don't.
is itchy.
Sometimes it's a little of a think. Speaking of itchy, sometimes they make rash decisions. You know what I mean? That was a, goddamn, that was a freak level
Oh
pun right there. Oh shit.
If you
um,
don't like, if you haven't heard, my heart is like cringing right now at that joke.
I know, me too. I can't believe I said it. But I think that's very very good points. Honestly, the way you phrased it, I did not think about it that way. Um, and thank you for bringing that to my own eyes, my own mind. I appreciate that. Kemp, Amanda, either of you want to go next?
Do you have anything, Ken?
I think I think it's like different for like certain things. Like I think for like say moving in together, um, sometimes people just had like sometimes people in a relationship they just have to try it out. I like I'm not saying you do this for other things, but like for like moving in together specifically, I think there's like some certain things that like people can't figure out unless they like try it. So I mean, I'm actually not sure what else, but like
I think that's fair. Cause it's like,
yeah, but
oh yeah, go ahead.
Like, I mean, if you've spent like a certain amount of time together, like throughout your life, and you're like and you're like thinking, hey, this thing might work if we spent like time together, 24/7. Let's try this. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, maybe like this thing is not right for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I could like say move in with someone and then like it'd be totally different than what I thought it would be, and like I totally hate it. But like
Yeah,
it
like
doesn't mean say I'll move in with Naira, and like Naira's the homie, but like he has some shitty living habits.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that I have shitty living habits, but I understand your point.
Yeah,
So it's like,
so like
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like, freshman year, right? Going into college, for some of us, it's like, hey, I'm gonna be living in the dorms, and be like, oh yeah, this guy seems cool, and then you live with him for a couple months, I'm like, man, this guy sucks. I hate his guts or something. He doesn't want to do chores. I think that, and then for long-term relationships especially, and like if you're think about living together, is um finding out their daily habits, big or small. You know what I mean? I noticed that my roommate always left his closet open, and it really bothered me before I went to sleep. So there was that. I think that's a very good point to bring up. At least try it. Even if it's not serious, you know what I mean? Like if you're in a relationship and the factors allow you to do so, try living together for a couple days, a week or something, and just try to be
and
comfortable with each other. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and like to add to that, I mean like even if you find stuff that you don't like with each other, if you're living together, it's not like it's not gonna work out. You can always just like fix it somehow.
yeah,
So
I
it's
I
not
think
always game over.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's just like all about dealing with the small things. Like like if like you've already been together for a significant amount of time, you already know how to deal with like the big things, like when your partner is like sad or depressed, or you're like going through like financial troubles, or like you're going through like just like life problems. You know how to deal with that already. And like once you start living together, it's like starts to be about the small things. Can you handle that? Like, oh, my girlfriend doesn't take out the trash. Like, oh, like the dishes are piling up and my boyfriend won't do it. Oh, like like the lights are on again. My fucking electric bill. Or like oh, stop locking the door. I can hear the porn from a mile away. And like it's like the small things you do in life that like other people have to deal with, that like you're gonna have to get comfortable with once you start living with someone.
That's fair. Yeah.
Hmm.
I like how they just keeps coming. That's like you're on a roll, and then you say like one phrase, and I'm like completely thrown off that railing. God damn, sponsor me, Pornhub. Just
Hey,
kidding.
I'm off on Wednesday, so if you ever want me to come back for this, I'm willing.
If you can get me a sponsorship, we'll talk. So yeah,
I'll go to your
Amanda.
house and do this podcast.
Oh my God,
Oh,
Amanda, you
jeez.
got
I
anything?
mean, you guys kind of already said like the main points, like you guys financially stable, like personally stable, like mental health, of course, key thing. Um, you guys did mention like moving in. Like I feel like it just really depends, like when you feel comfortable moving in, because I know like for some people it takes them some time in order for them to move in with their significant other. Like maybe they just want to stay with on their own because they're so used to being independent and they don't feel comfortable yet. Maybe like when they want to like open that door all of a sudden, and it just kind of throws the other person off guard. Like I'm pretty open. Um, I had a summer where I needed to take summer classes because I needed to get into my business major. I'm not a business major anymore, but that's beside the point. I took classes in San Diego because I wanted to try how it was living with my boyfriend and like how his lifestyle was, the kind of thing. Shout out to my boyfriend for taking care of me that whole. I had so much work. Anyways, so his parents were really chill. They would always take me to school, and like I'd come home and he'd be home, like, cause he'd either be at work or at home gaming. So if I were home, I'd go straight to homework, and he'd always like come by to me and be like, "Hey, do you need help with like your homework?" Cause he knew like the classes I was taking. and he kind of like tried to steer me into the right direction because I was taking business calc and I was also taking stats at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was really confusing because all the equations were the same, but they were on different chapters. So he'd always like remind me like I'm doing this wrong or like that kind of stuff. And then there'd be times where like we'd go out on a weekend and hang out with his friends at like Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. But I'd be like, babe, I can't stay out too late. Like, do you mind if we go home early? And he'd be like, I can stay out for like an hour or two. Like, you know, you won't have to do homework yet. It's only Saturday. So like that kind of stuff like kind of irked me a little bit, but I got used to it
Mm-hmm.
just because like it's only like an hour. Like what's gonna kill me for like an hour hanging out with his friends, you know? And his friends are really chill. It was like those little things. But like there are times where I'd be really, really messy because I had too much work piled up, and he'd physically tell me, you need to clean up after your mess. I cannot clean up after yourself. So it's like those little things, like communication is really the key to
Mm-hmm.
like living together. And I know like his parents would always clean up after me, like if I was like sleeping or napping because I needed that nap to focus on homework later on. Like that kind of helped me a little bit, but at the same time, you know, I should be able to take care of myself. I shouldn't rely on these things. Like
Mm.
as an
Yo,
independent
wait.
individual, like I always like to do things on my own unless like I really need the help.
Got you.
So
Got you.
yeah, like it's just different factors. Like maybe like living with his family kind of like made it more lenient towards me, but I feel like if we were living alone, like we'd have to communicate a lot more on what we need to do. Like for example, like you guys were talking about the boyfriend not washing dishes, like instead of just saying like, "Oh, my boyfriend didn't wash the dishes." "Oh, I'll wash the dishes." And then like I'll let him know, "Hey, I washed your dishes. Do you mind like doing it next time?" Or like if you see like there's a few dishes in the sink, like just letting them know like if you're busy the next time or if you all of a sudden can't
Yo, I'm
do
sorry to cut you short, but I actually have to go.
oh,
Oh, okay. I understand. Since we started late, it's cool, bro.
yeah.
I understand.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, no worries.
But thank you for having me. Hopefully you'll have me again, and then I could throw some, some little
Rice patties.
curveballs at you.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, rice patties, hell yeah. All right,
Bring some
so
rice
All
patties next
right.
time.
thank you guys,
Appreciate it, Josh.
everyone.
Appreciate you
I'll have
having
to.
on the
Bye,
podcast.
Josh.
Yeah, I'll
Bye.
definitely hit you up if you guys want to ask Josh more questions. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, since it's currently not live, leave some comments below for him. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Josh. So continue. Go ahead, Amanda. Continue.
I lost track of what I said.
Something
I
about
am so
washing.
sorry.
Something about washing dishes.
Oh yeah, okay. So like just like having just letting him know that you want him to do it next time, and even if it's not like if like the next time you do it again, like he'll just like see you're taking the initiative and he'll want to take the initiative because he wants to show like he's also the bigger person in the relationship and he wants to show that he cares, but he just also doesn't have the time.
Mmm. Gotcha. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. Like.
It's just different for each relationship though. Like maybe in my relationship, like we talk pretty openly about everything. So like he has talked about like marriage and kids and whatnot. Like we've openly talked about it, like what we want in the future. I don't think like a lot of people would do it like at this time because it's like 2 years in. You know, it's
Yeah.
pretty far out, and we're all we're both young. So it's like I feel like talking about it though to me, it's mentally preparing me for like if something good or bad does happen, like I'm mentally prepared for it, and he is also prepared for it. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's like, yeah, just like if at any time like your boyfriend or girlfriend like talks to you about it, like in this case, since you guys are both guys, like if your girlfriend starts talking to you about all these things, I don't think you guys should freak out like that. She does want you to pop the question, you know? Like maybe they just want to talk about it because they want to know what do you see in your future? Like what do you want? And just compare it to what she wants.
Hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Well, let me ask a question.
Okay.
When you guys you said that you guys talked about like marriage and kids and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pop the question or did he pop the question?
It was both ways. Like I would like bring up the topic about like marriage. I'd be like, "What do you want? Like when if we were to get married?" And he'd be like, I kind of want to get married in this place, blah blah blah. And I'd be like, okay, okay. And then later on, he'd question me. He's like, "How many kids do you want?" And I'll just be like, "I want this amount of kids." And he's like, "Oh, I kind of want this amount of kids." But I feel like we can like work it out later on, because like at this time, like we're both going to school. He's also working. I'm starting to work, so it's like we can't really take care of a kid. So it's just like something in the future that we want to know, like just in case like we suddenly all of a sudden we're like, "Yeah, I want a kid right now. Let's go make a kid."
Oh,
So
I sure hope that's not what happens.
okay, that's not gonna happen like that way, but like just like that kind of mentality, just like
Hey, that's fair.
it's
That's fair.
good to know like this is how many kids you want, and like this is how many kids your significant other wants, but you can always compromise in one point.
Yeah.
Because I'm very superstitious, like when it comes to like Chinese traditions, so I can't have like certain things. Like I don't know if you guys know, but 2 is a bad number for kids. I don't know if you guys know that.
I did not.
Wait, like having 2 kids is bad?
Yeah, well, like in Chinese tradition, like having 2 kids is bad, but like some people do it anyway. Like it doesn't really matter. It's if you believe in it or not.
What?
All right, Kemp is now curious because it's him and his older sister. So technically, he's in a family of with 2 children.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean,
I never knew this too, and my mom is like half Chinese, so I was like, what?
I mean, okay, but the thing is, like, it can also be a good thing, Like maybe like having 2 kids is a lot better than having 3 or 4,
Oh yeah,
Financially
of
wise,
course.
mentality wise, like some people think 2 is fine. Like even if I'm Chinese, I don't care. I'm gonna have 2 kids. Screw the superstition,
Got you.
So
I,
it's.
thought,
I'm sorry if that caught you off guard, but like that's just what I hear.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't believe everything I hear. It's just like kind of like it makes me go crazy sometimes because I'm
Okay,
like, do I believe this or do I
well,
do it?
superstitions aside, I also think 2 is a good number.
Yeah, but I mean everyone's different, so
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I hope that answers your question.
All right, can you
With the
I'll ask the follow-up question for this one. Why is 2 a superstitious number?
I have no clue. It's just us Chinese people like talking about this stuff. Like there's a lot of superstition that we
Alright,
talk about.
I'm about to fact check right now, guys.
But I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's 3, but
Oh no, that's me. Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh well,
But I
it's
hear
fine.
2.
It's fine.
I hear 2 more often.
I see. All right, that's fine. Let's see. I don't know. I think those are very good points to bring up, especially. Um, I think talking about the future is important because on this one random time I was reading an article, right? It was how do you know if your partner is looking to stay with you long term versus this is a fling or whatever, right? And it's just like a short term kind of thing, even though it's a couple months in. Um, one of the tips was to ask about the future, was to ask about the plans you might have together or how you plan to see your life with them in the future. And if they don't want to talk about it, obviously it might depend on the person if they're very spontaneous or not. But if they don't want to talk about the future with you included, then obviously they might not be as interested. But that's a whole nother topic in can of worms I don't want to completely open right now. Just crack it open a little bit, but I can see what you're talking about. Talking about the future definitely helps realize it and make it feel more real, and at especially in the current age. We're still young. So just having that in the back of your mind is, in my opinion, always important.
Yeah.
Because it's always an option. Like, it's very a very realistic option for people and in their lives. So yeah. Kemp, anything else? Amanda, anything
No,
else? Josh's frozen screen, anything else?
we can move on. Oh,
We can
wait,
move on.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's frozen on my screen for whatever reason. On my laptop,
Oh,
he's not there, but on my
yeah.
recording PC, he's still there.
Hey, Lamau. All right, let's move on.
Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and just.
Mhm. Man, all I'm seeing here is the number 4 is unlucky.
Oh, really?
It's the same in Japanese culture too.
Okay. So
Okay,
maybe I was wrong.
but yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. That's all right. Well, we'll just move on to the next topic.
Mute yourself on Skype.
Oh, sorry. All right, my apologies. Forgot. All right, so all right, there you go. I fixed it. So next topic is pretty much the epiphany moment, in my opinion. Whether this is long term or short-term serious relationships, however you want to see it. But the epiphany moment. The reason why I want to bring this up is how do you know if they're the one? Um, because we already talked briefly about the honeymoon phase, and being the comfortable phase and the the realization of be like, oh yeah, I think we're ready to move on to the next stage of our relationship or next stage of our lives together, right? So, what is that epiphany moment for you? Whether that's in a long term, it's like, oh, we're ready to move on to the next step, or even in a short term, it's like, hey, I want to introduce you to my family. Like, what are these epiphany moments where it's like, hey, I want to move on to the next one, or to the next step, or I think you're the one for me, quote unquote the one, because yeah, shit happens.
Kemp, do you want to go first? Or would you like to?
You can go first.
Okay, alright. Well, I mean, I feel like my epiphany moment would be like when my family and their family gets along. Cause like if both families can't get along, then you're just gonna have a lot less fighting. Like even if like they do fight and you two still love each other, like that could work out. I think like if in my opinion, if the families don't get along, then I don't think they are the one because it's just okay. Like I'm a family person, so
Oh
I
yeah,
I get along with almost all families. I can't say every family because I don't know everyone's family.
same.
But like the families that I've like gotten to know, like they've known me pretty well. They know like if not all, some of my background. And they really like me. But like if I were to bring a significant other into my family, like I want my family to like him. I also want them to like their family because I want to be able to invite both of their families into like events like not just our wedding, but like if we have like a birthday party for our kids or like if we have a birthday party for one of us or if we have just like a baby shower, stuff like that that's like important to us, but we can't like invite both families if they're fighting. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. I get you.
That's
Especially
just like
yeah, especially being a family-oriented person, it makes complete sense. Like if you're that kind of person, but let's say for someone who doesn't necessarily have a family, like this is a very hypothetical situation, right? Let's just say
yeah.
you were an orphan or a foster child, right?
Mhm.
This is a very hypothetical, like extreme sort of thing, or you're thrown into a new country or for whatever reason, whatever, right? And you just find that person. Family's not a big issue, so it's like and let's say you grew up without a family, then viewing the other person's family might not be as high as a requirement, quote unquote, for you
Yeah.
to see that person as the one. So I'm just putting that out there just
Yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah.
other side
No,
of the coin.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, still, but either way, like, kind of like the significant other just being able to engage with family stuff. In
Yeah.
a way, it's not just a significant other, but the family. Like, if that hypothetically, if that does happen, like, I'd want my significant other to like get to know my family well enough, like, comfortably talk to them about like if something goes on with him and I'm not available, like he's able to go to my family, you know? Because
Got you, got you.
some people, their significant others don't even go to their. Um, in my case, my boyfriend sometimes wouldn't even go. Like this is just hypothetical. My boyfriend wouldn't go to my family to ask for like money, like if he is struggling, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
This hasn't happened, but like this an example. Like if he like is not able to do that, I feel like he's not the one. Because if he's not comfortable with my family, then what makes him think, or what makes me think that he's gonna be comfortable with me when I have kids with him? Like, is he gonna treat my
Mm,
kids the same way? Is he gonna treat like my nieces and nephew the same way? Like, since I have a brother and sister too, like, is he gonna treat those or my brother and sister that way too? Like, it's just those little thoughts that like come up. So I'm pretty family oriented, but I also want my significant other to get along with my family. Like, they don't have to be family oriented, but like at least just get along with them.
yeah, that makes sense. Kemp, you got anything?
So I didn't think go that deep for the family thing, but I guess I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, but if
I
you
think
want to tackle
my,
it in a different angle, go ahead.
yeah, for me, I think it's like also a family. I think family is important too, but like I think the epiphany moment mostly comes just like after you just like spent time with each other for like a long time. I don't know, like it's a really simple way to put it, but it's like you like observe each other and just like if you're like super comfortable or whatever, maybe you feel that way and you just keep taking it step by step. I don't know about the epiphany moment per se, but like I guess oh I guess the epiphany moment isn't like an important thing to me.
Oh, okay. See, so I think
Much.
that's a very valid point to say. That's why it's like if there is a epiphany moment, if there's not, I think it's very valid for
Yeah.
you to say that.
I think it's mostly because I'm just like a step by step person and just like I
Things.
take things like in a process
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Got
We're
you,
all
got you.
different.
Yep.
Yeah, I think yeah, very very good points, very good points.
No.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
Anything?
I think there is that epiphany moment. I thought I had that epiphany moment with like certain people. I talked about this last week. Is was not necessarily an epiphany moment romantically, but it's like an epiphany moment of friendship. It's just like I want you, I want to continue to have you in my life as a friend because you're such an amazing person. You've done all this for me. It's like, and that's why for me that's why I put this in the outline, put this in the podcast was for me I believe that epiphany moment is very real. Um, epiphany, realization, whatever you want to call it, is that it's very real. And for me, when I realize it, when I experience it, it's like, yes, I want this person, I want to have this person in my life, whether it's romantically or not, but especially romantically, it's like, I want to have that realization. It's like, yes, I am in love with this person for not just X, Y, Z reasons, but just so much more, right? Like, there's something that you just can't necessarily explain sometimes. And I think that's why I labeled it as an epiphany moment is sometimes you just have to experience it. And it's not something that can be written down in words or spoken. You know what I mean? It's just something that just happens. And
Yeah.
I think that
It always
for
happens
me,
randomly.
I think it happens. Um, so yeah. Eh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically it has happened romantically, that epiphany moment, but eh, you know, why am I still single? Nice, nice, nice joke. Man, I wish
Josh
we
is in
were.
here. Josh is in here to push that point, man.
Yeah, my solitary confinement with myself. Um, but yeah, I wish we were alive for that joke. But yeah, but I think although there are, we're talking about good stuff, and there are obviously some negatives to this, and Amanda brought me up to brought this up to me earlier, as just in case relationships don't work out. And I really wanted this part to be on the podcast live for sure, just so I can hear other people's opinions. But what if it doesn't work out? What kind of advice would you give or like to get if you're getting out of a relationship or just got out of a relationship?
I think okay. I think one of the most important things is I wouldn't say not to burn bridges, but like make sure that you don't go off on a bad note. I think make sure both people understand why it wouldn't work out, and to leave on like a decent note at best. Just make sure it's not bad. No,
Yeah.
Okay, my question to you for that would be like, what if they were coming out of like a bad relationship? For example, like I was talking about earlier about my ex. Like we were in a toxic relationship.
all right,
What?
get out of there, man. If
Okay,
there's a
okay, okay.
toxic
I think.
relationship, man,
I well,
fuck out of
Okay,
there.
no, no, no. I understand. I understand what you're talking about. I
I'm
think.
serious though.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I understand. But
it's just like
I think.
I know it's Valentine's Day, but
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
know
yeah,
these
yeah. I
things.
know. I get you. But I think what Kemp is saying, if there's a mutual understanding that
Okay.
it shouldn't be
All
it
right,
shouldn't be like like you both realize it's probably not going to work out. You shouldn't end on a bad note. But obviously, if something, I wouldn't say extreme, but something happens that clearly like breaks the quote unquote agreements between you two. Let's say just like cheating, very toxic relationship, or I don't know, this person is a serial killer. I don't fucking know.
Oh jeez.
So, yeah, so that's what
yeah.
I'm talking
I
about,
mean,
like these
there's
extremes.
always an exception to a rule, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's always an exception to a rule, but there's always things that just break the rules. Period. Like that's why I agree with both sides, both of you, definitely. Like that, if there's a mutual agreement that you both
Okay.
understand it's not going to work out, then you don't have to end it on a bad note. But if there's like a big clear reason for the for the I said for the internet to stop working. God damn it, I'm triggered. For the for the relationship to not work, then there is no in my opinion there isn't a good enough reason for you not to burn that bridge. You know what I mean? If there's a big reason, and if you're not overreacting like it's a legitimate reason, then burn that bridge, burn that connection. But if it's not, if it's just a mutual
Okay.
understanding, then I agree with Kemp. It doesn't have to end in bad blood. Bridges don't have to be burned. Sure, it'll sting, but that's what relationships. We're human. It happens.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I feel you on that though.
yeah. Anything else? Sorry, I kind of jumped in on that one.
It's okay. I feel like we're all jumping in everywhere though.
I mean, that's fair. That's why I like when people jump in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like my advice to like someone who's coming out of a relationship, even if it's like bad or good, like take time for yourself because you've been in a relationship for like so long. Like even if it's just like a month or two, like you've been in that relationship, you got used to just having someone by your side. Try having it without someone by your side. I mean, you can have like friends come by like every so often, but like self-care is something like you need, especially like if it's a bad relationship, like you need that self-care. If it's a good relationship, I applaud you. Like you guys didn't burn any bridges, or maybe you did, but that's beside the point. But like just taking care of yourself first, then moving on slowly. Like whether it be like going back onto the market and going on dates and whatnot, or if it's just like go hanging out with friends, just getting back into your normal lifestyle, that kind of thing. I feel like self care is the key after breaking up with someone, or even if it's a friendship too, if you like lost
Mm.
like your best friend, I know that happened to me like twice already
No,
in
same
a
with me.
span
I
of
understand. I understand that concept very well.
3 years. I lost two best friends. Oh jeez.
Got you.
But
Got you. I understand.
yeah, just like taking care of yourself first. I know personally, like I've had so many memories with them. I wish like I didn't have to cut them off. Like they
Mhm.
were they were there for me when I was at my worst and when I was at my best. Like it just sucks so much. But like I slowly picked myself back up. I slowly got back on the grind and I'm focusing more on me. I mean, I'm still like kind of getting back into hanging out with all my friends, especially since I moved.
Mhm.
So it's like just everything clashing for me, just my personal experience, just everything was crashing. And I felt that like I wasn't taking care of myself properly. So just
Yeah.
like having all that self care, going out for boba just with like one of my big brothers, or like not really like a blood big brother, but like someone I consider like a brother to me. Just going out with them, having deep talks, stuff like that really helped me to get all this pressure off of me. I don't know if like everyone will have that kind of brother or sister type of person, but it really does help just taking care of yourself first though.
Yeah. I think that's.
If
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
if anyone watching this doesn't have that kind of figure in their life, they should have one.
Yeah.
Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
definitely. Well, but it's like I know a lot of people tend to call themselves like I think it was introverts. I get those two mixed up. It's probably introverts. Like they don't like talk to people as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's a
it
correct
might be
one.
harder on them, but like I feel like they will slowly build up that bridge, you know?
Mhm.
Like maybe they won't have one now and they're kind of
Yeah,
struggling a bit,
it just like
but
takes longer for them to open up to
yeah,
others.
yeah.
Got you. Got you.
But
So.
definitely they should also have one eventually.
Got you. I like how that Kemp has been here for all three of this series, and I love how that just like came full circle on that one. I really like that one. It's just like it all comes back to just yourself, regardless if it is
Yeah.
if your relationship's going well and you're going on to do new things and live your life with your significant other. I applaud you, but or if it doesn't end so well, not so hot, and you just got out of a relationship or not in one, then it all comes back to yourself, regardless of what does happen. So I think very good points to bring up. So yeah. Anything else,
Yeah.
Kemp? Yeah, man.
Sounds good.
If you want to go listen to "Wake Up Girls" with your best friend in the car while you drag
Listen,
race
maybe
with your
some baby metal.
baby metal while you drag race your friend in another car down the street, I think I think those are very, very good ways to, it comes back to yourself. That was like just like a oddly specific thing that just happened.
I mean
Um,
like something I do
uh-huh.
like with my that brother figure of mine.
Mhm.
We listen to weird, really weird songs, and we'll like blast it while we're driving at like night. And it's not too late at night where like we can't blast music, but we'll blast like I don't know if you guys know these songs, but it's like there's a Milk and Cereal song, and we'll like blast it and we'll
Oh,
sing
of
to
course.
it.
Love milk and
And
cereal.
then yeah, and then there's this song that we used to listen to when we were a kid. It's called Dim Sum Girl. I don't
Oh,
know
I
if you
know
guys.
that.
That
Yeah,
doesn't I feel like
but
I would if
we'd
I heard it, I would
sing.
I wouldn't realize it, but the name doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, you should go listen to it.
Okay. Okay.
It's just really funny. And like we'll just blast like just random music too, and we'll just like sing to it from our heart. Like even if he's not doing it, I'll just like blast my own music. He'll let me sing in it in the car, you know. He knows like what I've gone through in the past, like what I'm going through now, that kind of stuff. Like he
Mhm.
knows I need it's like an outlet in a way
Got you. Got
with
you.
him in the car.
Kemp. All right, next time you're riding with me, Kemp, we're playing Dim Sum Girl, and then right after, just because of the name of that song, 'cause I don't even know what the Dim Sum Girl song is. I don't know. I honestly don't. But just because of the name, we're gonna play the "I Love Chinese Food" song, and
Oh
then go
no,
as
I
fast.
knew you were gonna go there. I knew it.
Chow 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 mein. All right.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
what's
bring me
up?
along, yeah? I'll sing with you guys.
Oh
Yeah,
man, we
we'll
we
go all the way
listen
to
we
LA
listen
then
to
for sure.
some we also listen to some very niche music in our car rides.
Jesus.
Okay. Every
Why am I a
every weird
fucking weed?
song we've ever played in our car. Oh no.
I feel when the most normal song is probably the Eurobeat. That's
That's
probably the most
that's
normal
actually
song these
true. The
days.
most normal song. Oh my god. See, there you go. That's how you gauge how weird we are when we listen to music in our car and we don't care. We like to share our music. But yeah, I think that's a very good point to bring up. And for me, I think that's a very good place to end this podcast. We've already gone almost an hour and a quarter. So
Yeah.
there you go. I'd like to thank Amanda and Josh for being on the podcast. I apologize to anyone who was trying to watch the live stream. I attempted 5 times to get this live stream going. It was just not working with me tonight. My internet was trash. Take it out.
To be honest, I didn't even know you went live until like we went to the Epiphany question. I
Yeah.
thought we were live the whole time and you just weren't talking to the viewers.
No, we weren't live. I gave up. I even made a Facebook post mid podcast. I was like, nope, this isn't gonna work.
Feels bad.
So I mean, if you're watching, thank you for watching through all of it. And yeah, I'd like to once again thank Josh, thank Amanda, and Kemp per usual for being on the podcast and being some amazing guests, giving some wonderful insight per usual. If they won't, if it couldn't reach the people in the live chat, I'm sure it'll go through me, and hopefully it'll reach out to them on another day, on another night. So with that said, I know Josh isn't here, but Kemp, Amanda, do you guys have any last things to say, last words, last phrase, sentence to give to the audience
Shout out
that's
to
not
Josh
here?
and his rice patty. Goodbye to Josh. I mean, hit him up on his Snapchat. I don't know what his Snapchat is.
It's probably
Wait, I'll get that for you. Give me a sec.
All right, Amanda will get it for you. I don't use Snapchat, guys.
I have Snapchat, but whatever. Don't worry about it.
It's Oh My Joshness, like OHMYJOSHNESS.
There you
Yeah,
go.
hit him up on Snapchat. I'm sure this is what he wants.
Hit him up. He'll show you about what he does in the rice field.
Ask
Those
him,
are
ask him
everything.
about his rice. Ask him about Asa Akira and his premium account on whatever website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amanda, you have any last words for this podcast?
Well, not really. Just stay safe. Drink water. Drink plenty of water.
It's so wholesome. So wholesome.
There you go.
So wholesome. I love it.
Drink
I
water.
love it. Bam.
Words from my favorite streamer, Scarra. Make sure you drink your water. That's what I like to hear.
There you
Drink
go.
water and watch out for your streamer coming soon.
Oh, dang. Upcoming content creator on Twitch. Watch out.
Upcoming. Watch out.
Watch out. Watch out.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Hey, good luck, man.
It'll come up soon.
All right. So, once again, thank you for watching. I think this closes it out for the Valentine's Day Trio 3-part series.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
guys.
Valentine's Day to
Happy Single
you.
Awareness Day.
I like how the one person who's like in a relationship is like seeing the singles awareness.
You gotta promote it. I mean, all my friends are single. Well, not all, but like most of them were.
All right. Well, happy Ash Wednesday for you Catholics out there. There you go. I got a little bit of ash still on my forehead. I don't know if you can see it, but you probably can't because my camera's trash. But once again, thank you for watching. And yeah, I hope I don't know when the next podcast will be, but yeah, I got a new video coming out, LCS. Yeah.
Yes. Let's go.
So that's it. Thank you for watching. I know I'm not doing this on the live stream right now, but for those who did tune in and comment, appreciate you. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe per usual. If you have any more questions or you want to talk, be a part of the podcast, link is in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.